is something I really believe in. And Trust is certainly doing that the early stages here against Leenok.
You know, I find something like this kind of exciting too, because it's always fun to see new players rise.
And Trust was looking for it.
And that could be what we're actually witnessing right now, is truly the rise of Trust, because he showed a lot of promise this year. I mean, round of 16 isn't super far, but he was looking good in a lot of his games, and here he is. Actually, every single move he's made so far in this series and against Zest, I'm like, oh, I like all this.
See that Leenok is moving the Evo here, and this is a little dangerous because obviously that allows you to upgrade your Overlords into Dropper Lords, or however you want to call them. The ability to drop becomes available for you. And also, I mean, it's handy anyway because a lot of Zergs want to go that +1 lane in ZP. But that said, oh, there's that +1. And, but I'm, there's that Dropper Lord.
Drop Overlord. I hear people call it Droverlord, but
well, that's just incorrect.
Yeah, no, I don't like that at all, because it's like,
you don't say the
drop
word drop.
Overlord, Droverlord. I'm like, Red Droverlord, bring the Zerglings over, Lord. I don't know. It's really weird, but he actually scouts immediately that this is a drop Overlord, and it's a slow one. So this shouldn't do anything. If you just stand like 2 Adepts under the Overlord, it can't even unload.
If this was Sue, that thing would have speed by now.
Oh, absolutely. This was like, it was quite dark.
Two Lings like, let us in. No, okay.
If this was dark, then he would have gotten speed before his hatch and like had speed Overlords dropping Banelings, but we'll see that a little bit later. Oracle on the way, as well as Glaives.
Okay, I kind of expected a Phoenix considering there's Dropper Lords happening here, but an Oracle can certainly get the job done. And Leenok kind of retreating that very slow Dropper Lord with his tail between his legs, as the Adept was waiting. He's completely scouted.
Huh. It's interesting that he's going for Glaives and Oracle at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Not something that I'm really used to seeing here. But flying up, there are some Spores and Queens out here, kind of pushing this back. I don't think he's going to find too much damage with it.
With the Queen and the Spore, you just really, I mean, it seems like Oracles always get some damage done, but they are an investment, and if they're not killing 3 or 4 drones, then they're not really getting their job done.
Yeah, and the saddest thing is when you go in and you get like 2.5 drones and it dies, and you're like, you know what, instead of getting 2.5 drones, I wish I could take that back and just tag things for the rest of the game, you know?
Yeah. Well, the Adept isn't in position this time, and that's 6 lanes here.
Wow, that's a lot of patience. He's like, okay, let's try this again. But it looks like it should pay off as we see the move out here of these Adepts.
Yeah,
Glaive's
really
about to finish.
Here. I mean, it's a Protoss, so he can warp in, and there's 1 Stalker here.
A lot of Roaches on the way to help defend against those. Stalker finds it, so at least that buys him some time before his probes get attacked. Unfortunately, we don't see any warp-ins or anything. In fact, that pylon is not in range of the Nexus, so he can't even really warp in there very well.
Yeah, actually, good point. So he has to walk in and the Stalkers from the natural here with the Mothership Core to take out these lanes. He does. Only getting two probe kills there, not really worth. Leenok with a non-saturated third doesn't have that many drones. I mean, he has nearly 40. But at this point in the game, that's not that many.
Yeah, this feels like a kind of disjointed game by Leenok so far. We don't really see him doing anything super cool or fantastic. Like, he's gone for a drop, it hasn't really worked. He's made a bunch of Roaches. We'll see what this does. I'm not expecting a ton out of it.
It's a reasonably scary army if it had Ravages, which 2 of them are on the way. It's coming into the natural here. That's a lot of Adepts and Sentries, and the force fields are good. He can certainly decimate this army if the control is good, that is. The Ravages coming to join the party, they're a little bit difficult to deal with this army. Mothership Core coming to join in as well.
Ooh, and in fact, with that Oracle coming back, he's going to be able to clean this up very quickly. The Ling's still flooding in, but enough Adepts alive to keep these Sentries around for a little bit longer. The Stalkers actually get surrounded by Lings on the left-hand side, so that's actually a very nice move by Leenok, but he will end up losing everything.
Yeah, trading that entire army there for, I guess, a bunch of unit kills of Trust. He did kill some high gas units there, I think a Sentry kill, and a couple Stalkers, but I mean, and the Adepts, of course, but Trust is, as it stands, not taking any critical damage from Leenok just yet.
Yeah.
Sending in some more Lings here, possibly for trying a run by, but Trust already warping in a Zealot. Ooh, nearly walked out of position there.
One little guy sneaks in, but a nice warp-in circle behind, so he will be able to force that all back. But look, like, the droning is so late by Leenok, I think, is the real problem. Some of the trades unit-wise aren't completely terrible, but when you traded building drones to make those units, and then they only trade that well, that's rough.
Yeah, 2 Adepts there. Only 1 volley needed if they both shoot a drone, but a couple shots to kill them. They do get 3 drone kills, so stuff getting a little bit awkward here for Leenok, who's trying to drone up heavily here. 7 more on the way, getting +2 for his Zerglings, so they're going to become pretty strong. And the Baneling Nest finally getting dropped down as well.
Yeah, in fact, this is a really cool way where Leenok can come and fight back really hard, because there was only 1 drop. It didn't really do a whole lot. That might not be the first thing on Trust's mind, but +2 Banelings, 1-shot probes.
Yeah.
So if he gets just 1 good drop off, that's amazing. He gets a couple, he could kill the entire economy of Trust in a couple seconds.
I feel like if he wants to use his multitask, which is clearly quite good, we saw it on Daybreak, if he wants to use his multitask and gets a bunch of Drop-a-Lord play happening, maybe play a little bit like Dark, go for run-bys, go for drops and that sort of thing with Banelings, I think that he could absolutely get something done with those +2 Banelings for sure. And that might be the plan here for Leenok as he makes 5 more Overlords. And much more Lings.
And you know what? That Baneling speed is on the way. And just overall, I like this composition against what he's up against right now. It's like more of a Stalker-based army. We do see, though, that he's actually going up towards what I think is going to be Colossus tech. I think he'll go Colossus. He could go Disruptor. Disruptor goes very well with Blink Stalker, so either one. But Disruptor's a little bit harder to use against Ling Bane, of course.
Yeah, that's true. I think with Blink, I feel Disruptor, but you could be right, Artosis. You are the Protoss player.
Yeah, well, that just means I'm dumb, man. But like, we'll see what he ends up making out of it. It's just, you know, when Lings and Banes are all over the place, sometimes Disruptor shots are a little bit lackluster and a little bit frantic. But we'll see. He's going to start that in just a moment. He's trying to take a 4th base over here. Does have the Oracle kind of sitting by. And Baneling's speed about to finish. Ooh, I think he might have just seen that.
Could be just on the edge of the fog of war there. There's the double Disruptor coming out of these Robos here, and he is going up, Leenok is going up into Hive and Spire. So we're going to be seeing some very, very late game Zerg units coming out of that Spire as well. Expecting all sorts of goodness.
Yeah, really.
That's a ton of lanes here.
Leenok is doing a good job getting right back into this game. It felt like he was maybe in a little bit of a rough position before, but at this point, I look at the tech options he's going for and everything, and if he doesn't die really soon or take some damage really soon, he's going to have everything he needs to deal with this army.
Absolutely. The Twilight Council going down, sorry, the Templar Archives going down now for that Archon play and Storm, which is fantastic in this matchup. Disruptors being spotted there by Leenok as well in part of the wall. Nice big stasis mine going up there.
Yeah, kind of annoying for him to have to deal with. Still a good group of Ling Bane over the side. In fact, with these surrounding, this might be the time to move in that Ling Bane on the right-hand side, seeing where all those Stalkers are.
Yeah,
that could be a moment where maybe he can even cancel or kill off the bottom right 4th base.
Bunch of Lings coming through here towards the 3rd, and they do go down. Wow, another mine here, but this is nice. Oh, that Stasis Mine actually catching a ton of Lings. Wow, Stasis Mine's coming in a little bit clutch here for Trust.
All right, Blinks for...
Oh! Massive run by here by Leenok. No Stasis Mines this time. Splitting them up, and the probe lines of Trust are about to evaporate.
They really are, and another huge amount of Zerglings going to pop out of that Stasis Ward. Oh my god, he's killing off the Templar Archives. That's so big.
Templar Archives goes down. It gets a couple Archons just in time, but they're going to be it for now. And that Forge is in trouble as well with the all-important +2 upgrade.
Oh my god, you're right. He's going to get that Forge. So much damage from Leenok, even before Adrenal Glands are done. The Oracle going to help to clean a lot of this up, but this was a fantastic run by. It did so much damage.
God, there you go. One mistake in PvP, and it just all goes terribly for you. 50 more Lings on the way, and Adrenal halfway done here with the Great Aspire as well. Leenok taking this game by the horns, man. He is large and in charge.
Yeah, he really is. This is just fantastic play as we get later into the game, and soon he is going to be into Broodlord tech. There is nothing here that's very good against Broodlord tech, especially the Disruptors.
Yeah, they're not going to be much good at all. The Blink Stalkers are pretty much his anti-air right now. I mean, he does have a Stargate, but no Fleet Beacon just yet. So.
I get a little bit afraid, right? If you try to blink under them, you can't get away from Ling Bane. So that could be a little bit of a problem.
Unless you're Zest, you just don't make that move, guys.
Yeah.
The ton of Lings are heading towards this 4th base of Trust, and I just don't see it surviving.
All right, Leenok wiping this out in a matter of seconds. Trust starting to fall apart a little bit. A bunch of Broodlords about to hatch. Leenok going to just very smartly give up this 4th base. And I got to tell you, he's one of these Zergs, remember, that is very good fighting low economy with Broodlords.
Yeah, and he can play those crazy games. He's won so many of them in the past. and all he's doing is waiting for these broodlords, going to sit back on his 3 hatcheries and pick a perfect fight, or at least try to, against Trust here, who's forced to go across the map and get damage done. Does get the 4th hatchery, but like we said, that's not the end. That's not a huge deal here at this point.
Yeah,
Leenok with a big supply lead. His upgrades are better. He killed the Forge. He, he killed the Templar Archives, which is massive. And Trust is just stuck trying to get things done with what he's got. He's getting an extra Stargate and a Fleet Beacon as well.
He can still win this. If he gets good disruption shots off, kills off a lot of the Banes, Lings, and Ravagers, then suddenly you don't have enough support for the Broodlords, but he does have to get those off. Ooh, okay, that was a panic move right there.
Yeah.
Here's a tip for everyone. Shoot 1 disrupt shot at a time no matter what.
Well, 3 of them stacking on top of a bunch of Lings is kind of superfluous.
Yeah, you have enough damage in the first one to kill 90% of what you're going to kill, but
pretty much.
He's sending out a whole bunch right there. He's really almost trying to get lucky in a way, but you have to be kind of patient with these shots and really work to get that damage done. But hey, again, if he can get it, the Stalkers can get right below those Broodlords and he can win this game.
That's right. Leenok breaking off a few Lings here for a run by on that 4th Nexus. Maybe try and deny it one more time. It's only just been dropped here. Well, that Archon's going to be the easiest job in the world. That's not that many Lings here. This is going to get denied, though. That's a kill, not a cancel as well.
Oh, man. He does not have money to be wasting like that right now.
Not really. His mineral bank is quite pitiful at the moment here versus Leenok, who's got quite a bit more. His income's a lot better as well.
Okay, here comes some disruption shots. A couple of them going off and missing both right there, unfortunately.
He's just getting Tempests now, and he just doesn't have enough against this many Broodlords.
Yeah, this is very rough indeed.
You need death here.
You need like 5 or 6 Tempests to one-shot a Broodlord. So the 2 are just going to poke at him while the Queens heal him up very easily. Really, again, I feel like he needs to hit some good disruptor shots on this army that is protecting the Broodlords.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He needs to clean up this army. He needs to get under there without losing too many of his Stalkers as well. Until the Tempest count gets a lot higher, this is just a slow and painful move here from Leenok, but once it arrives, there's not a whole lot the Trust can do about it. In fact, his army isn't even here. It's all the way on the other side of the map, trying to kill the 4th, I guess, the gold base here of Leenok.
I can't blame him for what he's doing right now, Maynard. I like the base trade idea. Pull the probes up with you for the time being, because the army is much more mobile for Trust. Leenox is slow moving. He has to stay with those Broodlords, but overall in a heads-up fight, it looks like Leenok has the edge, especially since we just saw a couple Infestors come out.
Yeah, Infestors are a huge deal. They can lock down the units as well as do damage. They can do it burrowed now as well, thanks to patch 3.8. And there's only 4 Tempests on the field, so that's just not really that threatening at all for Leenok.
No, but he's still trying to work it up. Not much of an economy left over for him. No hugely decisive moves. Like, I almost feel like Trust is trying to not lose a little bit. Like, he moved up. Yeah, he gets rid of the gold area, makes sure that nothing additional is mining, but we haven't seen like a really decisive play from him yet.
He's not mining at all right now. He's 50 supply down on Leenok, so the clock is ticking here for young Trust. He's got to pull a rabbit out of the hat right now.
Oh, he's flanking with the disruptors.
Could this be it?
It could be. This is a really exciting moment. And look at this. He's actually got on the entire other side the Tempest. So this is a big moment. Oh my God. And he sends so many out at once. A few of them hit like okayly, but now he loses every disruptor.
Yeah, these disruptors are all going to die, and with that, it kind of looks like Leenok's got this one in the bag, Artosis. I don't see a comeback here for Trust. I mean, Tempests are just not as good as they used to be, and Leenok's actually just pulling all the way back and taking a base.
I think he's a little bit nervous about the Tempest. Like, that is basically the only way you can lose now, right? Yeah. Is if those Tempests get sick, insane value, kill off all the Broodlords.
He probably just wants to get a cluster of Corruptors out before he goes off and finishes off Trust.
I think
just to be safe.
About right.
Because, like, you know, as a great caster once said, get ahead, get further ahead. Right?
Yeah, you always want to be doing that. After killing those Disruptors, it's like, oh, okay, well, you can't kill any more on the bases, right? I'm not really afraid of anything anymore.
Wow, that's another kill on another Nexus there. And there will not be a 4th Nexus in this game. So Trust is absolutely knocked back against the ropes. He has almost no economy. He has 12 probes mining off of one base here.
Okay, he has those 5 Tempests right now, so he can definitely deal a lot of damage still. Starting to pick off these Corruptors if possible.
Mothership Core is getting a little bit low. She is going to go down. So the army of Trust is out here to stay. The Queen's coming to join the fray here, going to make things a little bit tougher for Trust to get rid of these Corruptors. And Leenok making as many Corruptors as he can. He's a little bit light on gas here. But he needs to get that count out to completely crush this Army of Trust. He doesn't want a bad trade.
Well, if he gets rid of those Tempests, it should be his. The Broodlords are too much for this Ground Army to deal with everything else that he's got, especially those Fungals.
Those Lings are Adrenal and +3 now against +1 Gateway units. Artosis. This is not a fight that a Protoss could win very easily at all, to say the least.
Losing those Disruptors was such a critical moment. I understand why he was trying to make something happen with the flank, but did not work out.
All right, there's the engagement here. The Tempest and the Stalkers going straight for those Broodlords, but that Fungal, GG!
Wow, really fantastic Fungal coming out of Leenok there to end that game. Tied up 1-1.
Ooh, got ourselves a series here. The deciding map to decide who goes through the round of hate, who goes home.
Yeah, this is a crucial moment for both these players. Of course, Trust has never really had a deep finish. Leenok has had plenty.
Yeah.
But Leenok wants to signal his true return to his top form. This guy used to always be a championship contender. He's won a lot of tournaments in the past. So if he can make it far here tonight, I mean, that's a big deal.
It is absolutely a big deal. And this is Intel Extreme Masters Gyeonggi heading towards the big Intel Extreme Masters Grand Final, which isn't that far away. Just three more months until Katowice at Spodek Arena.
That's going to be amazing, as always.
And also to say that's extremely important as well, this is the first WCS 2017 Korea event as well. So
you need to start getting those points. BlizzCon.
you got to start right away.
Yeah, BlizzCon is so much money. Look at how much money Beyond won this year. That is mostly BlizzCon.
Yeah. And, I mean, his team would be very happy they picked him up just before he won all that money, or it would have been 100% his.
Yeah.
But, it's actually, but that jokes aside, it's fantastic to see a lot of these Koreans starting to get teams as well, since the disbanding of Pro League and the disbanding of a few of those test teams. It's fantastic to see guys like, Beyond get a team,
Solar
getting a
Patience,
team, Patience getting a team, and would not be surprised to see all these players in Intel Extreme Masters Gyeonggi turning heads here and getting some extra pickups from those teams, those late stragglers.
Definitely agree with you there. And these two players, Leenok in the bottom left we just saw, and Trust in the bottom right. Definitely a couple guys.
This observer's got us on our toes here. We can't talk can't talk too long before the game.
So guys, get with it.
Like, hurry up, guys. We need to get right into it. He's dropping his pile on Artosis. We need to talk about that.
Yeah, pylons are pretty cool. Okay, so we talked about that.
Yep.
What's next?
And there we go. It's this is early games EP, single gateway going down. Wow, it's